Yeah, can you tell us more about how else you engage your board members and their warm connections to help optimize the fundraising process?
Sure. Well, I found that most people who I don't like to do these generalizations, but I think this is kind of true. Most people who join boards of directors have a pretty healthy ego, and they're people who have had great success, or have been very involved in specific industries that are not necessarily related to the work that your organization is doing, right? So I would say, appeal to their ego. Say, when you talk to your board members, it's like, acknowledge that they were movers and shakers before retirement in the finance industry or banking or, entertainment or whatever it is. And bring them a list and say, there are these people that worked at the organization that you retired from. Are these board of trustees? Do you recognize any of these names? And they are happy to point out who they know and engage with them. Another thing that I think is very helpful in keeping your board engaged or making them engaged is you give them something to do. No matter how big a heart or good intentions, board members, any one of us who's ever been the liaison for the, quarterly board meetings or whatever knows, it's really hard to get them just to show up to a meeting sometimes, right? But if you give them something to do, instead of just coming to a meeting and listening to the latest updates, I think that they're much more motivated to actually get their hands on the work and contribute to the sustainability and the continued growth of the organization. So you can help them along by offer to draft an email to their buddy from their past life or their former organization or their current contacts who they may play golf with on Tuesdays, or they have brunch with once a week, or whatever. It's really important that it's difficult, I acknowledge, sometimes to engage certain board members, but it doesn't have to be that hard, especially if you kind of help them to give them a reason to be hands-on and engaged.